what I want you to know, that I'll never let you go. This is what I want you to feel. When I got on one knee and kneeled, this ain't temporary. This is eternity. Like the kings and queens in Egypt, I commit for infinity. Hi, I'm Kamal Imani and welcome to Relationships 101. I've been married for over 20 years now. My wife and I are celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary, and we've been together for 23 years. We've learned a lot of things, but even before we started, we learned some key things, and that's what I would like to share with you. One of the things is the script. I have to start with the script. The script is serious, okay? And we learned about the script from a book called Black Woman's Black Man's Guide to Spiritual Union by Ra'un Nefer Amen of the Source Set Society, Shechem or Shechem. Okay, now in this book, the main thing he's saying about the script, which is right and exact, is that you have a script of what your mate is going to be like. You have a script of your ideal mate, your ideal relationship, your ideal job, your ideal home, your ideal family, your ideal car, your ideal lifestyle. You have this script. So the man has this vision and this script in his head, and the woman has a vision and a script in her head. And as soon as you come together and that honeymoon is over and the script starts to break down, then you start saying, this isn't what I wanted. And that's where the problem starts. Because no one is going to fit your script perfectly. Because that's your script. That's not his script. That's not her script. That's not who they really are. That's who you really wanted. That's your fantasy. But do we live in fantasy? No, we live in reality. Now, yes, there are things that we will find out about our mates that they will have to work on changing. You know, sometimes we may say, well, that's how I am. I'm not going to change. Well, if you want this to work, you're going to change some aspect of that, or else this isn't going to work. Because I can't stand that. You know, right? We're going to get into the communication part later in a minute. But, yeah, there's some things you're going to have to work on. But that script is key. You know, I thought he was going to be better with this. Going to be better than that. I want more of this. She don't want that. Da 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 da. Okay, so you have to be flexible, because as time goes on, you're going to learn more about each other, and you're going to learn more about yourself, and you're going to have to be very patient. You're going to have to be compromising. You're going to have to be selfless. Selfless. I call myself sometimes jokingly the Black Al Bundy, because, you know, Al Bundy was always just giving that money out. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, honey, can you do this? Honey, can you do that? Dad, can you do this? I need that. I was like, okay. But, you know I'm going to make time for myself, too, at the end of the day. So I'll make everybody else happy so I can have my time for myself. But you have to be selfless. It's not just you, and you're not a bachelor or bachelorette anymore. You're not living a single life. Yeah, that's over. If you want the single life, go out there and live the single life. But now you made a vow. Okay? So you have to be flexible. You have to be patient. You have to be spiritual. Whatever God you say you believe in, whatever book you say you believe in, be about it. Don't half-step. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't have one foot in and one foot out. Because it's going to come back. The law of cause and effect. Some call it karma. And Grand Poobah, the rapper, said, what comes around goes back around again. We already know that. What comes around goes back around. Everything that is hidden in the dark will come out in the light. So there's no need for going in and being unreal, untrue, and dishonest. Okay? And that's something that we have to bring throughout the relationship, is the honesty. But remember, there's a way to be honest. I mean, there's a way to speak. You can say something in a negative way, like you always doing that, or you never do this, right? Or you could just say, honey, can you help me with this? Or can you do that for me, please? Because it's starting to blank, blank, blank in here or whatever, right? So it's a way to talk to people. And like, what I always want you to remember, what I always strive to remember and strive to remind my beautiful wife to remember is that, you know what? Let's look back at when we started, okay? Because I wasn't being nasty with her when we started. So why should I be nasty with her now? Why should she be nasty with me now? Or you don't value me like you used to? I don't value you like I used to? Now there's a problem. So we got to talk about that. And perhaps we have to do something to reignite the fire. Now, back in the days I used to work at Daffy Dan's, just giving y'all a little backdrop, Route 4, Paramus, New Jersey. And the elder sister used to work there. And she told me, this is again before we got married. She said, one of the keys to happiness is, y'all ain't gonna believe this one, vacations. She said, always go somewhere new. Always go somewhere you guys haven't been before. And that's a key, because it made me realize whenever we started getting into a mundane routine, right? You know, the dishes, the garbage, the bills, the work, the school, the drop off, the this, the that, round and round. You know, so it's time for one of those vacations. Now, money is always a factor. However, you know, some trips are not that expensive. Go to a couple towns over. Go a state over. You know, stay at a hotel for one night. If you can't stay at the Grand whatever, then you just stay at the, you know, Super 8 or whatever. But, you know, try to see if it has a pool or whatever. Do what you got to do to just get away. Sometimes just go to the beach, right? The beach is, what, $10 to park, $20 to park? You know, go to the beach and just relax. Take a walk on the beach, relax, get in the water a little bit, you know, play a few games on the boardwalk. Go to Atlantic City if you're around here. Go to Las Vegas if you're over in the West. You know, go to New Orleans if you're in the South or Atlanta. You know, just do something that is not expensive, but you break the routine. It could be a one-day thing, a one-night, two-night, three-night, four-night cruise. You know, it's not that expensive. But it's very worth it because you rekindle the fire. And you always have to monitor that situation when things are getting mundane and you have to rekindle the fire. Okay, vows. Those vows that you take in marriage are very important. They're very real. When you're taking them, it may seem like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to say. This is what the reverend or whatever told me to say. But for better or for worse, like that goes back to the script. When things are going well, there's no problem. But when things start breaking down, for the worst part, then we want to run away. We want to walk out. We want to cheat, right? That's not right. That's going to break everything up. That's going to ruin everything. Again, remember why you had them butterflies in the beginning and try to rekindle those butterflies. Okay, in sickness and in health. Somebody's going to get sick. Somebody's going to have back problems, knee problems, gain weight. Both of y'all are probably going to gain weight, and especially after the children. Somebody's going to gain weight. So then you have to talk nicely and, honey, we need to go take some walks. Honey, we need to work out. You know what I'm saying? Honey, we need to eat less carbs. You know, honey, we need more vegetables. Whatever it is, but somebody's going to gain weight, so you want to maintain that attractiveness, and you don't want to let yourself go and then wonder why he or she is looking at somebody else, because that person's in the gym or doing whatever they got to, and that person at work, the hair's tight, the clothes are tight, the money's right, you know, the grass looks green on the other side, so you're like, But at least you should be able to say, well, I got that at home. I got a fine woman or man at home. You should be able to say that. So you don't want to come home and then your mate is just laying around, you know, just let themselves go. You don't want that. So don't do that to your mate. Try to stay in shape. I'm working on myself all the time. Try to stay in shape. Okay, so that's where those vows, come in. Those vows are serious because those things are going to happen. Somebody's going to get sick. You're going to have to sacrifice and help that person heal, help that person get better. Be patient. You might have to cancel a trip or event or whatever to take care of your loved one. But it is all about love. Is it truly love, or did you get married for some other reason? Which goes back to that script. Okay? If you married for some artificial reason, well, artificial things are going to happen in your life. And you don't want that. Okay? So I hope you understand this thing about the script. It's very important. So it's more. It comes more about. It's more like we have to love and accept. We have to accept people for who we find out that they really are. When she takes off that weave, or she doesn't get her hair done in a while, or she doesn't have her makeup on, and she wakes up and you don't see who you saw at the club that night when y'all first got together, or in the park, or at the job. Now you see somebody else and she don't feel good and she got attitude. Can you still love her? Him too, when he's gaining weight and not getting his hair done and losing his job and all that kind of stuff, can you still love him? So here comes the second big one. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. It's related to selflessness. Unconditional love means, well, let me give you an example. Anybody had a big mama? That big, beautiful grandma? Sometimes she wasn't big, but we called her big mama. Or that auntie, that godmother, that grandpa, that person that no matter what you did, well, you know what I mean. For the most part, no matter what you did, they said, it's going to be all right, baby. God is with you. I love you. You're going to be all right. Just get back up. Put yourself together and get back up and try again, baby. You got genius. You got talent. It's going to be okay. That's unconditional love. Honey, I done made a mistake. How'd you do that again? Okay, well, we're going to have to work on that or whatever. All right, let me just go take some time, but I'll be all right, or whatever it is. But don't be blowing up, get a fight, throwing stuff, calling up your girlfriend. Ladies and brothers, but ladies, woo! That we don't want to hear that. Talk to me. Don't get on the phone, text, whatever you're doing now, and tell it her, Angela, and Shaniqua, and Sharonda, Michelle, Tracy. Why they know my business? Sometimes they might know before me. No. We don't like that. No. And men, same thing. But most of the time, in my experience, men talk just to get that stress off. And I understand that with sisters. You got to talk to your friends. Talking about a situation to one of your close friends is one thing. But gossiping to everybody, venting your personal frustrations, no. That should stay in your house. Okay? All right. All right. So unconditional love. That's unconditional. There's no conditions. If you do this, I'll do that. If you do that, I'll do this. And I will say financially, for the most part, at our current economic state, we split the bills 50-50. It's been working. And I hope to make more money and more money and more money. And one day, say, honey, when my money's up, yeah, honey, I got it. And I have lost jobs, became unemployed and stuff. She had the bulk of it at some time. So that's what I mean. You got to be flexible, unconditional. We made it through. And that triumph, that's a good feeling. You stay together and you go through the hell and you go through the fire, you go through the struggle and the sacrifice, and you make it through and say, vacation time. Told you. I love a cruise. Oh, love it. Food everywhere. I'm gonna be real. I don't really gamble like that, but casino, nightclub, gym, pool. Women, you got the mall, the shopping, all on the boat. Then you get off the boat, you're in a hot climate somewhere. God, I love a cruise. I love a cruise. Yes. Anyway, I digressed. So unconditional love. That means, no matter what, in sickness and health, richer, poorer, I love you. Don't worry. Like Big Mama say, it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. As long as everything or whatever happened was of good intentions. See, we can make mistakes, but errors, I don't tolerate. And no one should tolerate errors. Like, better. You've already done this before. It has hurt us, and now you're doing it again. That's an error. No, thank you. Because my motto is no drama. That's not just with my wife. That's with anybody. If you bring in drama to my cipher, my circumference, my atmosphere, then you got to go. I love peace of mind. I love peace and quiet. I love inner joy. Don't be bringing that riffraff around me. No, thank you. Okay? I can do bad by myself. And I ain't trying to do bad. Alright? So now we're going to go into communication. And we already touched on some of it. But it's just very important to communicate. It's very important to be honest and to be transparent. And if you're being honest and transparent, then your mate is being honest and transparent, you're going to create a bond. And when somebody becomes dishonest, you're going to know it. Because all this time, you've been so honest, so transparent, that now you know somebody's hiding something. Right? And that's when you got, come on, you could open up what's going on. Let's talk. What's happening? Okay, you want to talk later? We got to talk. All right? Because you can't hold stuff in. And one thing I really don't like about anyone is when you hold stuff in for days, for weeks, and then you blow up one day. But I thought everything was good. I thought everything was cool. I thought we was happy. I thought, where is that coming from? I was planning on doing this for us. So you shouldn't do that to anyone. If it's on your mind, get to that person as soon as possible and express yourself. Okay? And it could be about relations. It could be about whatever. Food. And it definitely has to be about money. Okay? So without communication, sometimes money situations go wrong because you're thinking one thing and they're thinking the other. So the things just don't come together. And the same thing with intimacy. You really have to, what do you like? What do you not like? How can I do this better? Blah, blah, blah. And then that also leads to our health again. Get them back in shape and get them enough rest and just good nutrition, especially as we get older. Okay? So I'll speak on that in a moment when we come to the relations aspect. All right? But now we're going to the financial. And, it's very tricky out here right now. The economy. But we have to do our best. I'm just going to touch on this. We have to do our best to save for that emergency, for that rainy day. That emergency fund is a key. Okay? It's a key. Because things do happen to go wrong when we're not expecting it. To put that 10% of our savings away at least, or 20%, put that away and try to leave it there. That's important. Okay, and a lot of times the unemployment comes up and it's very hard to dealing with that unemployment. It's very hard dealing with that, at least in New Jersey. So you really have to always try to have that emergency fund. I think that's a key. And then of course credit is a key. And bad credit can be fixed. Okay, there's companies out there that help you. They've helped me tremendously. And I said it in the video, Manhood 101 is basically about keeping in communication with your creditors. If you're communicating with them, if you're sending them minimums, even half of the minimum, if that's where you're at, they may not damage your credit rating because they spoke to you, they heard from you. But when they don't hear from you, that's when your credit report or your credit goes down, your rating, it goes down, okay, quicker. So that once again, you're communicating with the financial institutions. Communication is important, okay? And of course, we all need to work on, or most of us anyway, having a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, being entrepreneurs. While you have a job, the best time to get your entrepreneur thing going is while you're working, while you have a job, while you have a little bit of expendable income. But communicating money, whoever's the best handler of money, they should handle it. Like I give most of mine to the wifey. If I could, here, take it. Because I'm the businessman risk taker. So if she doesn't have it, and I got an idea, and you see that a lot, like in the Tyler Perry movies, like, honey, I'm working on my record label, and she's going to work, like, oh, hello, I got a dream, like Ralph Cramden, right? I got the big idea, and that's me, I always got the big idea. So I call her the Black Alice Cramden. I guess I'm the Black Ralph Cramden, but she definitely be on it, but she supports my ideas, so I'm thankful for that. And that's another thing. We do need to support each other, especially with the entrepreneur ideas and the hobbies and things like that. But as long as it's not hurting the family, okay? As long as it's not interfering with the family income. And last is sexual relations. I just think that with no money, no romance, no finance, because people are going to be stressed out. They ain't going to be in the mood for all that. If they got their priorities right. I'm thinking about my priorities. I don't care about all that right now. And then, if you're not communicating, then somebody's going to be on the couch or in the doghouse or whatever. So that's going to damage that too. And somebody's not going to know what somebody is really feeling and all of that. Or what's missing and what needs to be improved, because you're scared to communicate, or you're mad, or whatever. So you got to communicate. If you communicate, that'll be good. It'll be great. Anyway, yeah, I'm cool. It'll be great relations. All right. So I think basically we covered, relationships 101. I mean, I don't have to talk forever about it. You could contact me with questions if you want, but the script is the most important. Honesty is important, and communication, unconditional love, being selfless. These little things are really big things, and it's the little things that count. These little things are huge. These little things make the ship run smoothly. Okay, so remember, you're going to find out one day after the honeymoon that person isn't the fantasy figure that you had in your mind. That person is not exactly Denzel Washington or Beyonce, or let's think of some more people that y'all like out there. Some of the best looking actors and actresses, I don't even know their names, so sorry about that. But you know what I mean, okay? That Hollywood star, that rapper, okay? So everybody's not gonna fit your script, so just do your best. Always keep the faith, always put the Creator in the middle, all right? I'm Kamal Imani, one love, success to you in your relationship. Peace. This ain't temporary. This is eternity. Like the kings and queens in Egypt. nights over Egypt. Cause we, and when things get rough, yo, don't forget to save your love for number one.